Welcome to my channel. In this channel I produce videos on advancing technologies for better living in India and abroad, scholarships and fellowships from different universities, countries and organizations, and I produce videos on job vacancies in India and abroad also. In the present video, I would like to talk about over 1,000 Indian students obtained travel exemption to enter Australia. Over 1,000 students have obtained exemption to return to Australia amid the pandemic, with medical students forming part of the cohort, reported news.com. AU figures obtained by NCA NewsWire reveal that the Australian Border Force Commissioner has granted 1,050 foreign nationals as an exemption to enter the country since the start of August. Those seeking an exemption must provide evidence of compelling case and meet exemption categories, which include students in their final 2 years of study of a medical, dental, nursing or allied health professional university degree. An Australian Border Force spokeswoman was quoted saying they must also have a confirmed placement at an Australian hospital or medical practice that starts within the next 2 months. One university in the group of 8, GO8, had at least half of their 65 international medical students granted a travel exemption, said the report. The GO8 comprises Australia's leading research-intensive universities. Its chief executive, Vicki Thomson, said the universities had provided supporting evidence for students that fit the exemption criteria, adding that some 600 international graduates entered the workforce every year, but COVID-19 had caused serious disruptions. Rural, regional and remote communities relied heavily on overseas student graduates from Australian medical schools. If medical students can't get back into the country, then this will impact the pipeline of new doctors into the system over the next few years, said Thomson. There will be a shortfall. There was also a risk that the intern system would not be able to handle the influx of international students when they return if they deferred their studies now. Meanwhile, a Universities Australia spokesman said some PhD students may have also received exemptions on the grounds they must return to complete research critical to their degree. A skilled forces return to Australia sparks backlash from some quarters. Australia closed its borders all non-citizens and non-residents on March 20, 2020, source Peter Parks, AFP. The decision also to allow a small number of international students to return to Australia sparked the ire of some. Labour Centre of New South Wales, Christina Keneally, argued that Prime Minister Scott Morrison's priority should be on returning 40,000 Australians stuck abroad instead of letting international students and business investors for visa holders jump the queue. If Scott Morrison had implemented a national quarantine plan from the beginning of this pandemic, Australia would be in a position to safely welcome international students without their arrival coming at the expense of stranded Australians, she was quoted saying. The government was also criticized for allowing British pop star Rita Ora to enter Australia ahead of filming for her role as a coach on The Voice, reported The Guardian. Last month, the International Education Association of Australia CEO Phil Honeywood tweeted his dismay that the government did not allow a small number of international students into the country, but is relaxed about tennis, cricket players and their entourages coming here for a few weeks. Speaking to news.com.au, Honeywood said He welcomed the limited travel exemptions made available but acknowledged that the country is still way behind competitor countries such as Canada, the UK and New Zealand. Healthcare related courses such as nursing degrees are popular among international students from South Asia, while dentistry and medicine attracted students from across the globe. High commissions are also understood to have written supporting letters to students' exemption applications, said the report. International students have been campaigning for their return to Australia for close to a year. Over 17,000 people have signed a petition addressed to the House of Representatives calling for international students' exemption from Australia's COVID-19 travel border restrictions. International students are willing to quarantine, obey any rules and pay all the fees. We are willing to quarantine in student apartments and will not take any stranded Australians places. Please allow international students who do not have online lessons and urgently needed to enter Australia to study to go back to their schools and continue their education on a voluntary basis, it said. Australia closed its borders to all non-citizens and non-residents on March 20th, 2020. The first flight carrying 63 international students to return to Australia landed in Darwin on November 30th, 2020. I hope this video is very informative, and you can like, share and subscribe my channel. Please don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you for watching. Wish you all the success. May God bless you.